A little after 11, Danielle shuffled sleepily to the bathroom, then climbed in bed with her mother. 10 minutes later, Brandon did the same. Shortly before 12, Daniel locked up the house for the night. When he came upstairs, he carried Danielle and Brandon back to their rooms. He closed the door to the master bedroom just enough to give them some privacy, then got into bed himself. Jasmine stared down the dark hallway. Soon she would be able to get the crucial piece of evidence she had been waiting for all day. She gave Daniel time to fall asleep. Around 2:30, she eased open the door and quietly moved down the hall. The living room clock went tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Jasmine needed 3 pairs of eyes for this. One to keep on the master bedroom, one to keep on Danielle's bedroom, and one to keep on Brandon's room. "You pushing your luck," her love said. "No, I'm covering all my bases," she said. Jasmine reached Brandon's room first. Leaning against the wall, she listened for a sound, any sound that would tell her he was asleep or awake. She heard faint breathing. She peeked into the room, scanned it, then retreated. After her head was resting against the wall, she recalled what the glance in the room revealed. Brandon was asleep with his head under the covers. Still, knowing how a child could be asleep one minute and awake the next, Jasmine looked in again. He was out for the night. She darted past his door in one step. Safely on the other side, Jasmine peeked back in. Her light footsteps had not disturbed him. Heart keeping time with the tick-tock of the living room clock, she moved to Danielle's room. Jasmine ducked her head in, then out of the door. Danielle was sleeping at the foot of the bed. Her left arm and leg were hanging off. She gonna roll over and fall straight to the floor. I know. Jasmine considered her options. I can go on to the master bedroom and pray she doesn't fall out of the bed, or I can go in her room and ease her onto the bed and pray she won't wake up and scream because you don't look nothing like her mama or daddy. 12 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. No, it ain't. You touch that girl, and the only thing you're going to have on your hands is some time to kill while you doing 10 to 20 with Big Bertha. You sound more and more like Candy every day, you know that? But you're right. I'll take my chances that she won't fall. Jasmine creepy crawled past Danielle's room, looked back at her dangling arm and foot, and said a quick prayer, and headed to the master bedroom. The tick-tock of the clock got louder. In her mind, Jasmine saw Danielle's arm hanging off the bed with the steady, time-moving swing of a pendulum. She was going to have to hurry the hell up. She stood at the doorway for at least 5 minutes, asking terrifying questions. What if Daniel isn't asleep? What if she isn't asleep? What if they're having sex? What if you look in already? Jasmine looked back up the hall to make sure Danielle and Brandon were still in bed. The hallway was dark and empty. She squeezed her eyes closed and got up her nerve. Moving an inch at a time, she leaned in, leaned until her eyes were almost at the door. She paused. "You better come on for that kid falls out of the bed." Jasmine stretched her eyes open as wide as her lids would go, then threw her head inside the bedroom.